This has been a bad one.
Whitley County road crews have been using a whole lot of salt since Friday. Coming up, we'll take you through the county and show you what the roads look like.
Emergency officials in Powell County say this past weekend they were able to put in place new protocols they learned after last winter's heavy snowfall.
Better weather blowing into central and eastern Kentucky. We'll track the potential for some more snow melt just ahead.
This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Many roads across southern Kentucky still look like this tonight, covered in snow. Crews have cleared some main roads, but they say the side roads are tough to get to.
Whitley County road crews, for example, have been working since Friday to clear nearly 1.5 feet of snow from the roads there. Our Mike Linden tagged along with a snowplow driver and takes a look at the roads in our top story at 5:30.
This has been a bad one.
It's been a long weekend for the drivers of the Whitley County Road Department. That's what nearly 1.5 feet of snow will get you.
This has probably been the heaviest we've had in years, and it's harder to get it cleaned up and get the roads clean.
Pruitt says his staff of 12 drivers have worked around the clock to clear the more than 600 miles of roads in the county.
There are a lot of hills, a lot of bad places that we have to go, and we try to cover them all.
Pruitt says his crews have used a whole lot of road salt over the past several days. He says this barn was full on Friday when the storm began with nearly 350 tons of salt. But now this is all that's left, about 100 tons. County officials say some side roads are still covered by compacted snow and ice.
We get a snowstorm like this once a year, maybe twice a year, so people are not really used to driving on this, but they've got to go to work.
Road department officials say with another 1 to 2 days, most of the county should be cleaned.
Just be patient. We'll get there.
In Whitley County, Mike Linden, WKYT.
And this, county officials say more than 2,000 people are still without power there tonight. And in southern Kentucky as well, crews trying to get a look at the damage from the storm at several marinas. Officer Don shooting this video from Sky First of Grider Hill Marina in Clinton County. The owner says they had 11 covered roofs collapse under the weight of all that snow. They're asking people to stay off the docks for now. Coming up on WKYT News at 6, we'll take a look at all the damage from Lee's Ford Marina in Pulaski County.
Crews in Powell County had to deal with another problem during the snow cleanup this weekend. Take a look at this photo of a sinkhole that temporarily closed Church Street in Stanton. The mayor blamed the rain from last month. As for the snow, he says they didn't have many issues from the storm. Victor Puente is talking to officials about the county's new snow plan.
Emergency officials in Powell County say lessons learned from last winter's snow were put to use this weekend. This sinkhole on Church Street seems to be the biggest weather-related issue Powell County had over the weekend. That's a big change from the storm that shut down parts of the state last winter.
We were caught off guard. There really hadn't been snowfall like that in our area in as long as anybody could remember. And when faced with that kind of thing, you learn as you go.
The call center was inundated with calls last year that were non-emergency calls.
So emergency management put together these videos with information from the local road department and numbers that didn't get transferred to the 911 center.
We're trying to come up with the best possible way to reach the most people.
Because, people don't stop having major medical emergencies. They don't stop having police emergencies just because there's 12 inches or 13 inches of snow on the ground.
Graham says those videos were played more than 13,000 times, spreading the message that staying home was the best option for the weekend.
Really, it was a very noticeable impact. By getting out the right numbers and the right information, we were able to cut down on the amount of calls coming into our emergency dispatch positions and free them up for actual life-threatening emergencies.
Road workers tell me the city plans on putting a permanent patch on that sinkhole sometime this spring. In Powell County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
And Church Street reopened this afternoon. In southeastern Kentucky, people are still trying to dig out there. The main roads in Breathitt County are clear. Road crews are doing cleanup work today, trying to clear the shoulders and turn lanes for drivers. But many people spent the day shoveling their driveways.
It's a little bit excessive. It's fine if it's 2 or 3 inches, but this is, I think I measured about 20 inches yesterday. That's a lot of snow.
That it is. Highway officials say the best thing you can do is push the snow the opposite way the snow plow travels. That way it won't end up back in your driveway.
A frightening incident this morning in Harlan County. Officials in Lynch say someone threatened a snow plow driver with a gun. Officials say the driver was trying to clear the snow when the person threatened him. We're told an investigation's underway and that person will face charges.
Well, if you couldn't dig yourself out over the weekend, today was a good day to get out there and do it. We saw temperatures climb above freezing.
It felt good, but we're tracking some light rain, maybe some more snow. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has an early look at the forecast.
Yeah, a little bit of both on the way later tonight, end of the day tomorrow. But overall, guys, we're facing a forecast that for the rest of this week is very tame compared to where we have been in recent weeks. Live look outside, beautiful snow-covered bluegrass state. No matter if you're a snow lover or a snow hater, gotta love at least the scene that is out there. Clouds are beginning to filter on in. Southerly winds today coming from the south-southeast at around 14 miles an hour, boosting temperatures into the 40s. Nothing going on locally across central and eastern Kentucky, so we bump it up and look at the cloud cover, and clouds are slowly beginning to filter on in. Maybe a sprinkle in the north. Cold front is off to our west and northwest. That front does not have a big time push of cold air behind it. What is coming in behind that is a seasonal brand of cold as we work our way into late tonight and tomorrow. So the extreme winter pattern that we've had for the past couple of weeks is taking a bit of a break, and I think you're going to like the break over the next week and change. 7-day forecast comes your way in about 10 minutes.
All right, we'll see you then, Chris. Thank you. The trial for a woman accused of killing her boyfriend more than 5 years ago is finally underway. Our county-by-county coverage at 5:30 begins in Scott County. Melinda Turner is accused of stabbing her boyfriend to death. Police say she killed 26-year-old Maxwell Pomeroy Jr. in their Georgetown home in August of 2010. Today, a jury was selected and they started hearing testimony. The trial is expected to last the rest of the week. Also in Scott County, police are looking for a man wanted for robbing a store at gunpoint. That robbery happened Saturday night at the General Dollar Store in Indian Acres Plaza on South Broadway. Georgetown police say the man in this photo threatened employees with a handgun. We're told the man was a light-skinned black man. He's described as being heavy-set, about 6 to 6'2". And in Madison County, deputies are looking for a man wanted for using stolen credit cards and debit cards. Deputies say someone stole a purse and a wallet from a vehicle on Crooksville Road. Last week, the man in this photo used cards from the wallet at the Walmart in Richmond.
A recent study shows women may be paying more for virtually the same product. The New York City Department of Consumer Affairs revealed a big price gap after comparing nearly 800 items with clear male and female versions. And that research shows, on average, the women's versions of a product cost 7% more than the ones for men. The price discrimination is not limited to retail.
Just this, please. Last name? Have you been here before?
CBS went undercover. One female producer and one male producer visited a handful of dry cleaners in New York City. They brought nearly identical 100% cotton button-down shirts in comparable sizes and requested the same service.
Dry cleaner? Yes, please.
The female producer was charged at least twice as much in more than half the businesses visited. In one, she was charged $7.50, while her male counterpart just $2.85. At another, she paid $3 more. But it happens more than just at dry cleaners. The New York City study found differences in clothing like these jeans, personal care products like these razors, and toys like this scooter. Their research showed that women paid more than men for similar products 42% of the time. Todd Marks, the senior project editor for Consumer Reports, has been researching this issue for years.
You don't realize how badly you're getting ripped off or being taken advantage of as a woman because you've become so conditioned to pay more.
While there's no federal law that bans this practice, gender price gouging for services is illegal in New York, Miami-Dade County, and California.
And we don't really know who's responsible for it.
Michael Cohn is a trade lawyer who says part of the problem are the extra costs for women's products tacked on from the get-go. He found that women's clothing, shoes, and gloves often enter the country with a higher import tax than men's.
It might be $5 that you pay that's extra to Uncle Sam, but by the time it hits the retail consumer, it could be $10, $12, $13.
And it adds up. California outlawed gender pricing in 1996 after a statewide study found a gender tax costs each woman about $1,300 more each year. Governor Matt Bevin will deliver his first state budget proposal tomorrow.
And Lexington Mayor Jim Gray has only one day left to decide if he will run for the Democratic nomination for the U.S. Senate. Bill Bryant sits down with the mayor in the bottom line.
Good evening. Governor Matt Bevin will deliver his first state budget proposal tomorrow amid speculation that it will include cuts. The Republican Bevin was inaugurated 6 weeks ago, and his team has spent hours crunching the numbers. Bevin has indicated he wants to tackle the state's way underfunded pension liabilities. The governor and members of his administration have declined to address specifics of his proposal before it's released tomorrow. Last week, Bevin sought input from state employees and the public about the budget. Governor Bevin's address to a joint session of the General Assembly will be carried live tomorrow evening at 7 on KET. The Democratic presidential candidates will hold one more town hall debate tonight with just a week to go before the Iowa caucuses. Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders are virtually tied in the polls in Iowa. Martin O'Malley hangs on with support in the low single digits. The Democratic debate airs from 9 to 11 this evening on CNN. It all comes amid the talk that former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg is now looking at potentially launching an independent campaign. He'll decide by March. He says he might put in $1 billion of his own money. We'll know any time now whether Lexington Mayor Jim Gray is going to run for the Democratic nomination for the U.S. Senate. All indications point toward the mayor jumping into the statewide race before tomorrow's 4 p.m. filing deadline. On this weekend's edition of Kentucky Newsmakers, Gray sounded like a likely candidate.
And I've been encouraged by a lot of folks that this is a race that should be made. So it's always encouraging to hear that. I've said many times that I enjoy my job and my role as mayor.
If Gray enters the race and gets the nomination, he would likely face Republican incumbent Rand Paul, who is right now running for president. By the way, Paul predicted that he will make the main stage for a Republican presidential debate coming up this Thursday. That will air on Fox News from Des Moines, Iowa. Again, the filing deadline for those running as partisan candidates for most legislative and local offices in Kentucky is tomorrow at 4 p.m. Bill Bryant, WKYT.
A Lexington hip-hop artist and his wife are making sure people in Flint, Michigan have fresh water. The couple will be driving nearly 400 miles to drop off 150 gallons of water.
Devin Karema and several volunteers spent most of the day Sunday filling a U-Haul with more than 500 cases of water. Flint's water became contaminated with too much lead after the city switched from Detroit's municipal water system into the Flint River back in 2014 to save money. Even though Karema and his wife will be traveling nearly 800 miles there and back, and they have to work tomorrow morning, he says the trip is well worth it.
You can still donate a little bit of your time and your means to helping other people too.
Karema is still taking donations to buy extra water when he arrives in Flint. We have information on WKYT.com on how you can donate and help.